Hi guys, I'm Susan, and in this video we're going to tackle problem 18 from test number 2 in your red book. So go ahead and turn there now and read the problem, pause the video, and we'll come back. Alright, so we've got another word problem here, and so we're going to be using word problem strategy to solve this one. There's also a couple other ways you can solve this, which we'll talk about after we go through word problem strategy. So as always, the first step is to read the whole question and try to figure out what is this problem asking us to find out. So I've got that under number 1 here. In how many weeks will the ponds have the same depth? In how many weeks will the ponds have the same depth? Now we're going to read through one sentence at a time again to find out what information we already have. So at pond 1 here, we know it's right now 180 centimeters deep and it's losing 1 centimeter per week. Pond 2 is 160 centimeters deep to start, and it's losing 1/2 centimeter per week. So that's the information we have, and we want to know in how many weeks are these going to be the same depth. So we can solve that by putting these two equations equal to one another and solving for x, which is going to be the number of weeks. So let's do that now. This equation for pond number 1 is going to be negative 1x plus 180 equals negative 1/2 x plus 160. So now we'll just do our normal equation solving. So we'll subtract 160 from both sides to start. That gives us negative 1x plus 20 equals negative 1/2 x. And then we need to figure out how to get x on one side and just 20 on the other side. So what I'm going to do is add negative 1x, or rather add 1x to both sides to get rid of the x over here. So plus 1x plus 1x is going to cross these out so that we have 20 equals positive 1/2 x. And since 20 equals 1/2 x, we're going to multiply both sides by 2 or divide by 1/2. That's the same thing. So we'll do times 2, and that gives us x equals 40. 40 is the number of weeks, and that's option H. There's a couple other ways you could try this as well if you're not that comfortable with equations. You could also do trial and error. Start with option H when you're plugging in your trial and error. The good news for you is that H is the right answer, so you would find that really quickly through your trial and error. You could also plug both of these equations into your calculator and find the point where they meet. So the x value where they meet is going to be 40, which is the number of weeks. So there's several ways to do this one. Feel free to try it out on your calculator or trial and error, as well as by solving the equations.